What's happening, YouTube? SJ back from vacation. I got some eBay pickups, some petties. I got a Dale Jr. Bud, some video games, some video game books, and of course some Hot Wheels, vintage Hot Wheels. So sit right back and here we go. Alright guys, first up is an eBay purchase I picked up while I was on vacation. I was bored. It was a 6-car petty set, mostly racing champions. The first one right here is a 1/43 scale, I believe. And it's a really nice condition. I believe this came out in 1991 or so, right as the King was getting ready to do his farewell tour. Normally I don't collect these, but it was part of the lot, and there was another car in the lot that I really wanted, so I decided to go for it. Really nice condition. You could tell whoever owned them took really good care of them. I believe this happens to be most likely his last ride, 1992. Pretty straightforward, typical racing champions type car, Richard Petty. Now I thought it was a duplicate of this car. In fact, it's just a variation. You can tell the wheels on the bottom are silver and the wheels on top are black, but everything else is identical. So whoever had this collection was into collecting the variants. Really nice shape. I need them both for the collection, so I had to get them. And here again, another variant of the, I guess, 91 or 92 car that he drove. Has a little bit different detail along the bottom there with the blue, white, and the red. And this actually looks like a Pontiac more than the other ones do. Pretty nice nonetheless. This is the only duplicate that I actually got in this lot, but this one's actually in better shape than the one I have, so it's going to replace the one I have. Again, not much detail at all in the Racing Champions. But this one right here was actually the one that I really wanted the most. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a Buick from 83 or 84-ish. And it's not a Racing Champion, it's actually an Ertl. Doesn't give you much information on the bottom there besides that VIN number, but really nice condition. Super excited to have this one in the collection as well. Okay, let me get set up here and show you what else we got. Alright, also while I was on vacation, I happened to go to a flea market on the way on the road. I couldn't believe I found one, and found this Richard Petty Pez dispenser. Really nice condition. This was a quarter. And from the same vendor, I happened to pick up this 57 Chevy Hot Wheels. Also, this was a quarter. So 50 cents. Not too shabby. Also, while I was on vacation, we stopped off at the local Target and picked up this Hot Wheels twin mill. And normally I wouldn't pick up this car, but I happened to be looking on the shelf, and there happened to be a Super Treasure Hunt. Really nice shape. So I decided to pick up the regular issue and the Super. And the only way I was able to tell it was a Super Treasure Hunt is you could actually see the tread on the back wheels. No logo anywhere else though that it's a Super, but really nice shape. Really nice looking card. So I said, why not? Happened to stop by my local flea market now that I'm back home, and I picked up another 57 Chevy. I've never seen this one before. I believe it says Robo Zoo on the side of it. Slick black. Really nice shape. That was a quarter. And this Corvette, I believe it's from 1979. Matchbox. That was also a quarter. Okay, also today at the flea market, I happened to find this one vendor who had a couple die casts on his table. Caught my eye, and I really wasn't even going to ask him how much. I was just going to walk by, and he noticed that I was looking at a few of them, and he said, you know, I got some more over here. And underneath his table, he had 3 bins of carded die cast cars. So I started leafing through them. He had a bunch of Petties, a bunch of Earnhardts. You know, they were just a bunch of commons, and I really wasn't going to negotiate for. I really don't collect carded cars. You know, I like to find them in the bins. I like to find them in the wild. But just for kicks, I found this one. It said it chased for the race, and you know, first thing in my mind, I thought it was like a tough card to collect because it was a chase car or a chase, you know, die cast from 2002. I thought maybe this was a highly collectible. It is race. It's supposed to look race worn. He's got some tar, and he's got some tire marks on the car. However, if you look on the back of the case, it actually tells you that year which ones are the hardest ones to actually find. It seems here that the authentic race used memorabilia ones are actually the hardest ones to find, and the chases are the most common. So this cost me $2, not too bad. I got some junior fans that may want to trade for it. It's in pretty good shape. Not too bad. And also at the same table, he had this car in the bin. This is a Team Caliber 2003 diecast. It says limited edition. There you go. Now this one, the hood opens and the trunk opens. Rubber tires, really nice looking car. Still in the case. So for $2. And at the same vendor, look at that bad boy. Now, I really wasn't a fan of the Sport in 2001, but I'm pretty sure this is the car that he won at Dover, because it has the I Love New York stickers on it right after 2001, the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center. This was in that big bin of all the carded cars, and I asked if he had the lid to it. He said he didn't, and I asked him if this was his personal collection. He said no, he acquired it from somebody else, and he was selling it off. Believe it or not, those three cars, the two Johnsons and this, cost me $6. I mean, he was asking $7. I talked him down to $6, and it was a great deal, I believe. This car, I'm telling you, the camera's not doing it justice, but there's not one smudge or nick on it whatsoever. It is a little dusty. I got to clean it up, but the hood does open up. And it's got really nice detail in there. Of course, I don't have great lighting, but you got a little bit of orange, some chrome, some red in there. It says Budweiser underneath the hood, and the trunk opens up as well. Back in there, you can see the fuel cell and a lot more detail, but again, my lighting sucks, so you have to take my word for it. So not bad. So all three of those were only $6. And it wouldn't be complete if I didn't get a new video game. I picked up Grid 2 for the Xbox 360. Really enjoyed the first Grid video game. Finished it. It was probably one of the first video games I ever finished. So I had to pick this one up. And I happened to find this also at the flea market. NASCAR 2000 strategy guide for an old video game. Anytime I can find these, I pick them up. It's always good reading to figure out, you know, the setups that you needed back then to win the races on those particular tracks. But nonetheless, good reading material. All right, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed this video. See you soon.